That race at Homestead that I just finished watching was really, really good. And another unexpected winner that I did not expect to see here winning at Homestead-Miami Speedway. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to another video. Today, I just got done watching the 2021 Dixie Vodka 400 at Homestead-Miami Speedway, the third race on the NASCAR Cup Series schedule. Let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. For the green flag drop, there was already some drama before the beginning races. Denny Hamlin, who was the pole sitter for this race, he actually had to go to the rear of the field along with Alex Bowman, Corey LaJoie, and I believe James Davison, who all failed inspection or had unapproved adjustments. Those drivers would have to go to the rear of the field. So Denny Hamlin, one of the fast cars in this race, potentially, who could have been, the guy that was a favorite going in this race, he would have to start at the rear of the field. We would start this race on lap one of this race with Joe Logano, who started technically on the pole, even though Christopher moved up to the front. He was technically the pole sitter, but Joe Logano was able to lead the first couple laps of the race, and then Brad Keselowski started, I think, around fifth or sixth in this race. He was able to get to the lead on lap 13, and he would hold on to the competition yellow of this race. We would go back racing on lap 13, and Brad Keselowski just basically drove off into sunset. He would dominate the next portion of this race. All of a sudden, Chris Buescher, who was having one of the best runs I've seen out of him in that 17 car up to this point, he drives his way all the way up and passes Brad Keselowski with about 25 or 27 laps to go in the first stage. He was able to pass Brad Keselowski, and he was able to drive away and lead up to this point. The second caution in this race would come out with fluid on the backstretch. It looks like James Davison blew up. That would bring out the second caution in this race. And then we go back racing on lap 73 with William Byron being the race leader of this event. And then Chris Buescher, he was able to get it back. Then Brad Keselowski led. And then Chris Buescher was able to take the lead back and lead with some pretty good battles here at the end of stage one. And coming off the final corner, Chris Buescher puts on a pretty strong stage one. And he was the winner of stage one in the event. We would go back racing on lap 88 in the event, and the race leader up to this point would be once again Chris Buescher. And then he's had a pretty good battle with Chase Elliott around lap 89 of this event, and then Chris Buescher once again would take over the lead, and then he would basically lead up to the green flag pit stops. But before that, Mark Truex Jr. had charged all the way up to front because his car was so strong in the long run. He charged his way up to the front, and it looked like it was going to be Mark Truex Jr. taking the race lead. But as soon as Truex decided to take the race lead, he decided to come down pit road to make his green flag pit stop for this race. We then saw exchanges on pit road with Daniel Swords, Bubba Wallace, staying out to get some laps led. And once the pit stop exchange happened, Mark Truex Jr., he was able to go back off the track and take the race lead here at Homestead-Miami Speedway. Meanwhile, on the pit stop, Kyle Larson had pretty much a near scare as he almost ran it. Eric Jones almost ran into him coming off at pit road, but nothing really happened there. And Chase Elliott had a really incredible save. Brad Keselowski almost got into the back of him and spun him out. Brad Keselowski was really easy and did not really wreck him or run into the back of him, and he was able to continue on and race up to this point in this race. We then continue racing, and then coming off the final corner, it had a late caution come out at this race. The next caution this race would come out once again for fluid on the racetrack. It would be from Corey LaJoie blowing up around 7 laps to go. And there would be a 1-lap shootout for the end of the stage. It would come down between guys like Mark Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, who actually had drove his way up the front after, like I said, starting in the back. William Byron also was up there in the mid portion of this race. And then on the 1-lap shootout, coming to the line on a really, really great restart, Denny Hamlin, he overdrives the corner a little bit, pushes up and pinches Truex up in the wall. William Byron, he's able to drive away from these guys coming off the final corner, and William Byron's able to get his next stage win here at Homestead-Miami Speedway and win stage 2 here at Homestead-Miami Speedway. We then go back racing on lap 168 of this event, and William Byron actually once again would be the race leader of this event. He would dominate the next portion of this race. The next caution of this race, and the final caution of this race, would come out with around 66 to 67 laps to go. Eric Almirola would run up and kind of getting, honestly, into Ryan Blaney. He came up in there. He really, I don't know what Eric Almirola was doing there. That, in my opinion, was on Eric Almirola. He came up in front of Ryan Blaney, and unfortunately, that would kill Ryan Blaney. Eric Almirola was really Sean Days, even though those two were really not running up in the front of this event. Those two really never had a chance to go there. And that would be the final caution of this race. William Byron, who was leader at the time, he would lose 5 spots on pit road. And Kyle Larson, whose pit crew was on point today, but Larson's car wasn't as good. Kyle Larson was able to win the race off pit road, and he would restart as the race leader. But then, at that point, Mark Truex Jr. really was not letting Kyle Larson go. Truex got a way better restart than Kyle Larson, and Larson's never able to make the pass. Meanwhile, a few laps later, William Byron is able to take the race lead with around 59 laps to go, and he was able to pull away, and he really started taking off here at the end of this race, and he was starting to pull away. Meanwhile, Kurt Busch had a loose wheel, who was actually having a pretty good day as well. He was running top 5. He would have to come down pit road with a loose wheel. And another thing that would end up happening with around 30 laps to go, Joey Logano and Brad Keselowski decided to come down pit road because of fuel concerns, which fuel really wasn't a concern, but they were wondering if the caution come out, because you can lose 2 to 3 seconds as a run goes on in these tires. The new tires could come in, but they really never had an opportunity because this race would stay green. And in the final portion of this race would feature a really good shootout for second at the end, as Tyler Reddick, who was really not a factor most of the day, his car came in at the end of the race as the night came in. The highline really started showing up, and Tyler Reddick went from about 14 seconds back or 13 seconds back. He made up to about 4 seconds and was able to get up there and rally up to second place finish. He really didn't have enough time to get around those guys and go chase William Byron. He was too far back. But Tyler Reddick was the most exciting driver to watch at the end of this race. But William Byron was able to have a really strong run at the end of the race, put on a dominating clinic as Willie Fugle's a crew chief next year. He was able to put on a dominating clinic at the end of the race. And William Byron comes out the final corner and he wins his second career NASCAR Cup Series race and his first win in 2021. Congratulations to William Byron on winning his first race of 2021. Now, let me just say this. If you would have told me that Michael McDowell, Christopher Bell, and William Byron would be the first 3 winners of 2021, and those guys would win for guys like Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, Kevin Harvick, and Mark Truex, and even Denny Hamlin, I would have laughed at you. The way that this season has started with a lot of the uncertainty with the winners you've had this year, that is really crazy. And those guys that are on that potential of being on that cutoff line, those guys really are going to have to start having some good runs and looking to try to win races here, because those 3 are drivers that could potentially have not made the playoffs this year, So William Byron winning the race. Congratulations to William Byron on winning his first race. And also, huge shout out to William Byron. He's got Rudy Fiegel this year as well, which that really is going to help William Byron overall. Congratulations to William Byron winning his first race in 2021. Let's go through the race results and give you my score of today's race. William Byron finishes first. Congratulations to William Byron on the win. Tyler Reddick rallies back to second. Tyler Reddick, a lot of the early portions of this race, he was running like 24th or 25th most of the day, but he drove back up there and was able to get up to second. Great run for him. Mark Truex Jr. finished third. Mark Truex Jr., in my honest opinion, he had the best long-run car in this race, but unfortunately, the car kind of went away as the night went on. He really never had an opportunity to get back up there, but a third-place run for Mark Truex Jr., strong run for Mark Truex Jr. Kyle Larson finishes 4th. To be honest with you, I thought Kyle Larson was going to be a little bit better than he did. 4th place is still a really good run overall for Kyle Larson, but I honestly thought he was going to win today. But he was not able to win, but a 4th place run, good run for Kyle Larson. Kevin Hart finished his 5th, great for him. Michael McDowell finished his 6th. Michael McDowell is having the best start of his NASCAR Cup Series career. This is his first straight top 10, and he's only one of 2 drivers right now that has top 10s in the first 3 races of the season. I think they put a lot of that money from the Daytona 500 winnings into this because Michael McDowell has been impressive, and I think he's like 3rd in the points right now, or 3rd or 4th in the points right now. He's having one of the best starts of his career. Michael McDowell is having a really good start to the year. Ryan Newman, great run for him as well. Ryan Newman ran top 10, top 15 most of the night, and he gets 7th place finish. Great run for Ryan Newman. 8th place goes to Kurt Busch. Rallies back to 8th place after coming down pit road. Nice rally for Kurt Busch. 9th place goes to Alex Bowman. Solid run for Alex Bowman. Bounce back run as well. And Kyle Busch, who struggled most of the day, really never could crack top 10 much of the day. He rounds back to 10th place finish. Nice comeback for Kyle Busch. Denny Hamlin, who had to rally back from a late penalty at the last stop of the race, he would come back and finish 11th. Nice bounce back for Denny Hamlin. Austin Dillon finishes 12th. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. finished 13th. Chase Elliott, who struggled all night, finishes 14th. Daniel Suarez, good run for the Trackhouse race team, finishes 15th. Brad Keselowski, 16th. Ross Chastain finishes 17th. 18th place goes to Chase Briscoe. He was really bad today. I thought he was going to be a little bit better with the high line coming in. He really never had a shot. He finished 18th. Chris Buescher, after having a really strong start at the beginning of the race and was really good all day, he who led 57 laps in his event, he finishes 19th. Very disappointing for Chris Buescher. And Chris Earl rounds out the top 20. Ryan Preece finishes 21st. 22nd goes to Bubba Wallace. I'm expecting Bubba maybe run the top 20. And he did run in top 20 times. So finishes 22nd. Still early in the year, and this team definitely has time to get really up to speed. Cole Custer finishes 23rd. Anthony Alfredo finishes 24th. Joey Logano finishes 25th. 26th goes to Justin Haley. 27th, Eric Jones. 28th goes to Matt DiBenedetto. 29th, Ryan Blaney. 30th, Eric Almirola. 31st, Garrett Smithley. 32nd place goes to Cody Ward. 33rd, Josh Bilicki. 34th place goes to BJ McLeod. 35th goes to Quinn Howell. Corey Joy finishes 36th. 37th goes to James Davison. And Timmy Hill finishes last in this race in 38th position. So, yeah, that is your race results of the event. And now I'm going to give you overall my opinion of today's race at Homestead-Miami Speedway. This race at Homestead-Miami Speedway was really, really good. In my opinion, this race overall was way better than last year's race at Homestead. Again, it really didn't help that there was a rain delay last year compared to this race. But there were so many comers and goers in this event. You had really, until the end of the race, really never had a dominant car in the event. Yes, you had guys that led portions of this race, like Brad Keselowski led 46 laps. Yeah, Chris Busch led 57 laps. Yeah, Mark Truex Jr. led quite a bit of this race. But really wasn't until William Byron got up to the front that the race kind of got, and the race, in my opinion, up to that point, was in a 9 or 10 stretch. I still think this race was really, really awesome with all the comers and goers. And this season is really starting to feel like 2011 all over again with the diverse calendar of winners. The last time we had almost, we could this year, in my opinion, we could have potentially 18 winners the way the season is going. We might have for the first time in a season since the playoff format has started. We might have guys trying to race their way in. And the way the season has started, this is going to be fun to watch the playoff picture too, because we have 3 different winners in 3 races. These 3 guys are guys that could be in the potential to be on the cutoff for the bubble right now. And really great to see the start of this year. In my opinion, tonight's race from Homestead-Miami Speedway, I'm going to give today's race at Homestead-Miami Speedway a 9 out of 10. Excellent race overall. The only reason the race does not get a perfect 10 out of 10 is the race at the end was kind of stale at the end of the race once William Byron got a big lead, but then you saw a really good battle, so that kind of helped that overall. But I think tonight's race at Homestead was really, really good. I give this race a 9 out of 10. I think so far for the Cup Series, this has been the best race overall. A lot of great racing overall, a lot of good battles for the lead, and a lot of diversity in the field, and a lot of comers and goers from the race throughout the field, and overall, a great way to kick off Homestead-Miami Speedway. And much better than I thought the race is going to be, because last year's Homestead race was not really good. So, anyway, that is going to be for my race review at Homestead-Miami Speedway. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe to the channel, notifications so you notified when a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Links in the description below for that. And comment your thoughts on today's video. Congratulate William Byron in the comments below for me. And also, let me know what your thoughts are on today's race. And let me know your score below of tonight's race at Homestead-Miami Speedway. Let me know in the comments below. Anyway, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's video. And I'll see you guys next time for more NASCAR and content. Take care, everybody.